Michael Jackson is known as the King of Pop, and it is clear that he considers himself royalty. Over and over again, we see crowns, thrones, and artwork of Michael adorned as a monarch.
This is the cover from Michael's Lamborghini.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the hat and the key to it still. This is a 1966 Corvette that Michael learned to drive stick shift in here at the hangar.
Wait, he's been in this hangar?
Yeah. He worked here every day. That's where all the artwork was made, is in this hangar, where we are right now.
For decades, Michael Jackson quietly collected far more than gold records and awards. Hidden away were unreleased songs, handwritten lyrics, personal journals, rare photographs, stage costumes, and countless pieces of his life that most fans never even knew existed. Some of them have never been seen by the public. Others are worth millions on their own. Together, the collection has been valued at more than $1 billion. So what was Michael Jackson actually keeping inside this vault? Let's step inside and find out.
This is it. This is, you know, the coolest place I've ever seen in my life. You know, I don't really like, this is like a museum on crack, chat. You know, we're gonna go through all this stuff. It's not just paintings, there's clothes, there's sculptures. Cars. And there's a lot of stories to tell too. Furniture.
History.
How much do you think like this whole thing is worth?
Shit, well, we got 2 hangars.
Okay.
And this is one of them. The other one has like a lot more stuff in it too.
Uh-huh.
Well over $1 billion of everything in here.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was a few hundred million. Never mind.
That's nuts. We got pieces worth that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I lucked out. Yeah, that's a big dragonfly flying by. So.
is there any of these couches? Are they just random couches, or do they have any stories behind them?
No, they got also this all Michael's furniture. This is his stuff.
So he sat right here.
Oh, he slept on here.
Oh.
He slept on these. Yeah.
When people hear about Michael Jackson's vault, they usually think of unreleased music. But that's only part of what's hidden inside. Among the recordings are personal items that reveal a completely different side of Michael's creativity. One of them is the Hardman piano, where countless ideas first came to life. Sitting beside it is a chair Michael turned into his own artwork, covering it with drawings, signing it, and even planning to release it as part of a limited edition collection. His creativity didn't stop with music. He also named and copyrighted many of his artworks, treating them with the same care as his songs. One sketch, My Dream, was carefully documented, while another, Their Majesties, the King and Queen of Oz, represented Michael and Lisa Marie Presley. It's the kind of discovery that reminds you this vault holds far more than music. It holds pieces of Michael's imagination.
Well, this is a studio piano. Yes, yeah. So it's a little beat up, but history, and then
Wow.
And then so here's an interesting chair right here. This is one of his chairs. He had this idea of that he wanted to do a limited edition of chairs.
Okay.
And a lot of his artwork, you can see this in especially his chair pieces. See this here? This is his artwork here.
Oh wow.
He drew that on there, and that's his signature down there. And so I had to make sure anybody coming here doesn't clean the furniture, you know. He recorded all of his art. This was all recorded by his last lawyer,
Okay.
who did the AG agreement called For This Is It.
Mm-hmm.
But he named this piece My Dream. Maybe while we got it here, there's a photograph of him with the sketch of this piece here. He named everything. It was all recorded at the Copyright Office.
Yeah.
So this one he called it Their Majesties, the King and Queen of Oz. And so this is King and Queen.
Yeah.
And he says this is at the time, he said, this is me and Lisa.
The deeper you go, the more you realize the most fascinating pieces aren't always the most expensive. They're the ones that explain how Michael created the image the world remembers. According to the people preserving the archive, it all started with a simple pair of socks given to him as a gift. That idea eventually evolved into one of his most recognizable trademarks, leading to the famous sequined glove. Around it are more pieces that trace his creative journey, from artwork inspired by his own sketches to clothing collected during his travels. There's even one of Michael's Lamborghinis, believed to be the first Aventador delivered in Los Angeles, displayed beside a massive jacket he picked up in Moscow. Looking around, you can actually see how one simple idea slowly turned into one of Michael Jackson's most recognizable trademarks.
Michael told me he loved these socks, but Cher gave these socks to Michael for him to wear, and then he loved them from then on. And then from the socks it went to the glove, right? So, and of course this is his dance move, which he came up with Billie Jeans for. Oh yeah, this is one of his Lambos. Yeah, that's a Aventador. Which,
First Aventador in
yeah,
Los Angeles.
yeah.
The first Aventador to ever touch foot in Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah. And then this here, he got this in Moscow.
Okay.
Where is that?
Right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right here?
No. It's the big one right there.
Oh, right, yeah, it's super heavy. Oh, this is heavy. Wow. Anyway, this thing here, it's from the Kremlin. He
Okay.
got this when he first went there when it was the USSR.
Another part of the vault is dedicated to Michael's custom-made jackets, and it quickly becomes clear these weren't ordinary stage outfits. Rack after rack is filled with pieces most fans only saw once before they were carefully preserved. One red jacket features artwork connected to the Dangerous album and the Heal the World Foundation, showing that Michael often treated his clothing as another canvas for his creativity. Nearby hangs an official MCM tour jacket with his name stitched inside and the words, "In Music We Trust," across the back. Many of these pieces were custom-made and worn only once, making them incredibly rare today. One Ed Hardy hoodie was reportedly offered $500,000 by Kanye West, but the owner refused to sell it. No wonder collectors refuse to let pieces like these go.
Or here, so look, so this jacket, first start off with some of the clothes.
Yeah.
This red jacket right here,
Let me
give me
show
that.
you.
Stop. Stop, please.
No, let me show you this other thing.
Oh,
I'll
man.
get Jack.
Anyways, this red jacket right here, he did the eyes for the Dangerous album cover, one of the highest selling albums of all time from Michael Jackson.
Uh-huh.
And also at the bottom it says Heal the World, which is for the Heal the World Foundation. This is a photo of him getting off of a private jet. And
Okay.
he's wearing this official tour jacket.
Oh, it's
it says.
MCM.
It's a collaboration official tour jacket he did with MCM.
Okay.
Here's his name on the actual jacket.
Wow, that's sick.
And it says on the back, "In Music We Trust."
So
Or we
everything
believe
he
in
got was
music.
custom.
Mostly the stuff he would wear is custom, and he would only wear it like once. Here's a Ed Hardy jacket. It's a hoodie that
Okay.
he wore. This is pretty
Sick.
awesome.
Sick,
Yeah.
sick,
It
sick.
has like silk on the inside.
Like what is the worth of these? Like for someone in the chat, they wanted to help donate and to help the the whole building stuff happen. How much would something like this be worth, like realistically?
Well, Kanye offered $500,000 for this specific jacket.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The deeper you go, the less it feels like a vault, and the more it feels like stepping inside Michael's imagination. One of the largest displays brings together furniture and decorations inspired by completely different worlds. Modern designs sit beside early American pieces, while Egyptian, Roman, and Art Deco influences all share the same space. Everywhere you look are life-sized figures, elaborate displays, and objects Michael simply loved collecting. But the most touching part is the collection of bronze statues of children placed throughout the exhibit. Together, they create the same dreamlike atmosphere Michael spent his life trying to protect. Seeing it all together, you start to understand how Neverland became so unlike anywhere else. Every piece had its place.
In one of the largest displays, Michael Jackson's furniture collection reflects both the unusual and the eclectic, as waxen figures inhabit various settings, reflecting such styles as modern, early American, Egyptian, Roman, and Art Deco. And in perhaps the most poignant display, bronze figures of children inhabit an endless fantasy world, reflecting a childhood which forever eluded the 50-year-old pop star.
The goal wasn't just to put Michael Jackson's belongings on display. It was to make visitors feel like they had stepped inside Neverland itself. Instead of arranging everything like an auction, many of the rooms were recreated almost exactly as Michael had left them. Furniture was placed back where it belonged, decorations stayed together, and every section reflected a different part of his life. Visitors could walk through a recreation of his famous arcade, explore his enormous Disney collection, and even see items from the 2 train stations that once stood at Neverland. For most fans, it was the closest thing to actually walking through Neverland itself.
Their job is to put everything together with the exhibition to make it so it's tastefully done, and it's more of a museum quality rather than just lining things up and putting tags on them. And what we've done is we've recreated many of the rooms in Neverland. So a lot of the items that you'll see, the different, the beds and the tables, they're with items as they were in the house.
A part of his childhood in one section, elegant displayed items in another, his music career in another, from my observation.
Yeah, we've kind of segregated the different parts of his life as it was at Neverland. I mean, you had the house and the guest houses where he had the furniture. He had some of these life-size figures that he had around the different rooms. It was an arcade room, and we've recreated that arcade room with all the games, the video games and pinball machines. And then he had a Disney collection, which many of the items, the Disneyana collection, were in the theater and the main house at Neverland. Then we also there was 2 train stations on the property, so we've recreated and put some of those items back together so that we wanted to give people and his fans as much sense of Neverland as they could have, since very few people got to go up there.
Among all the costumes, furniture, and collectibles, some of the rarest pieces are works of art created specifically for Michael. One of the highlights is an early concept painting by artist David Nordahl, who worked closely with Michael to bring his vision to life. Before the famous portrait was ever displayed at Neverland, Michael personally reviewed this first version, approved it, and gave Nordahl the go-ahead to finish the painting. It's a rare reminder that Michael wasn't just collecting artwork, he was part of creating it.
One of my favorite pieces is actually, this comes directly from David Nordahl, and it's a painting that he did of Michael Jackson that Michael had commissioned. This is what Michael had seen before David created the masterpiece that hung at Neverland. This was a rendering that he did based upon the instructions that Michael gave to him, and then Michael looked at this piece, signed off on it, approved it, and David created the large painting that hung at Neverland for many years. So we have in all about 4 or 5 pieces from David Nordahl consigned to us.
Michael's vault wasn't just filled with music and memorabilia. Hidden among the collection was some of the most luxurious furniture money could buy. While preparing for the O2 concerts in London, Michael commissioned a series of custom-made pieces from the Italian luxury company Colombo Style. These weren't ordinary furnishings. They were handcrafted exclusively for him. Even today, some are valued well into 6 figures, including one custom couch with a retail price of nearly $300,000. It's one more part of the collection most fans never even knew existed.
We also have a really amazing collection of high-end furniture that comes from Columbus Steel out of Italy. These were going to be furnishings that were designed specifically for Michael and that he commissioned for his home during his stint at the O2 Dome. But again, these are very high-end pieces of furniture. The large couch retails nearly $300,000. Our estimate's $130,000 to $150,000, which the reserve on each is at the low estimate.
Among the most personal treasures in Michael Jackson's vault is something surprisingly simple. It's the original drawing Michael created for his autobiography while working with J.C. Suarez. This isn't a reproduction made years later. It's the actual sketch Michael drew by hand before it appeared in the opening pages of the book. It's one of the few original sketches that came straight from Michael's imagination before millions of people ever saw it in print.
This is an original drawing that Michael did for his autobiography. And he worked with J.C. Squares on his autobiography, and one day Michael sketched this to be able to put in the book, in the front of the book. So this comes to us directly from JC, consigned to us. So it's the original drawing that's in all his autobiography books. So it's really a great piece.
Some of the vault's most valuable pieces aren't the ones that look brand new. They're the ones that still show signs of Michael actually using them. Among them is a pair of stage-worn loafers that Michael signed before giving them backstage to Planet Hollywood founder Robert Earl. Nearby sits one of only 5 gloves made for him during the Victory Tour by legendary designer Bill Whitten, still showing traces of Michael's stage makeup inside. It originally belonged with the matching jacket and shirt from one of his most iconic performances. These aren't replicas. They're the original pieces that helped create the Michael Jackson image the world remembers.
These are Michael Jackson's stage-worn loafers that were given backstage to Robert Earl, actually, of Planet Hollywood, and Michael Jackson signed both of them. So you can see on the bottoms of the shoes, they're heavily worn, so they're shoes that Michael Jackson actually wore on stage. They're very rare. We estimate them 2,000 to 4,000, but anticipate that they'll sell upwards $20,000, $40,000, maybe $50,000. This is one of Michael Jackson's stage-worn gloves that were made for the Victory Tour. And you can also see on the inside there's a little bit of makeup, but this is one of 5 gloves that were made for him during the Victory Tour. So it's really a great piece. It's actually the same glove that goes with the jacket and shirt that's over here. This was made by Bill Whitten, and the glove goes with this outfit, but we're selling them individually. Really, really iconic piece because it's a photograph of Michael Jackson that many people remember.
The deeper you explore the collection, the more you realize many of its greatest treasures survived because Michael chose to give them away. One display features the sunglasses he wore during the Victory Tour, preserved alongside a handwritten letter from Corey Feldman explaining how he received them. Nearby is the jacket Michael wore when he married Debbie Rowe, later gifted to a young boy in Australia. There's also the t-shirt from the Beat It video, and another jacket Michael personally signed before giving it to a child visiting Neverland. A pattern quickly appears. Michael wasn't just collecting meaningful items, he was creating memories by giving many of them away.
These are sunglasses that Michael Jackson wore on stage during the Victory Tour, and they're consigned directly to us from Corey Feldman, and they come with a letter handwritten by Corey Feldman describing their provenance. This is the jacket that Michael Jackson wore when he married Debbie Rowe, and it comes to us from the family of the little boy that Michael gave it to in Australia. So it's really a great piece. It's made by Tompkins & Bush. We also have it's really great. It's a video-worn t-shirt that Michael wore in the video Beat It. The jacket, however, is not video-worn, but it's signed by Michael Jackson, and this too is something that he gave to one of the children that visited Neverland. So Michael was a very generous person, so many of these items, like the jacket and shirt, he gave away to kids that it meant something to.
Not everything inside Michael Jackson's vault stayed hidden on shelves. Some of its greatest treasures were the outfits that defined an entire generation of pop culture. From military jackets and custom stage costumes to hats, shoes, and sparkling accessories, every piece represents a different chapter of Michael's career.
In this location, you'll use signature garments and artifacts belonging to the greatest legend in the music, including Beatles.
Today, many of those original costumes have found their way into museum collections, giving fans a chance to see them up close. Standing in front of them, you realize they aren't just stage clothes. They're pieces of music history seen by millions in concerts, television appearances, and iconic music videos. Every crystal, stitch, and handwritten detail reminds you these outfits weren't simply made to be worn. They became part of Michael Jackson's legacy.
And don't miss one of the most iconic pieces of music history, the original disco ball from the back of the Let's see the journey to the secondary school. The Beatles played album on Friday night. Spending 14 weeks there. The album confirmed a set to portray the classic image of the Beatles as it was released at the place the Museum of Original Art is proud to present the collection of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Therefore, iconic too, the insert itself is designed and created by D.A. Willis Studios, who made many of these very costumes and pieces he enjoyed very unique.
Platinum records from around the world, legendary stage costumes, awards, gloves, and sparkling accessories all come together to tell the story of an artist whose influence reached every corner of the globe.
The extensive collection includes Michael's many multiple platinum albums from all over the world, costumes from his concerts and music videos, and his multitude of awards. And of course, the gloves and the bling.
One piece is a breathtaking painting, while the next is something completely unexpected. Michael collected whatever inspired his imagination, no matter how different the style. Among the displays is even a signed portrait of Brooke Shields, one of his closest friends. Rather than building a traditional gallery, Michael created a collection that reflected his personality, interests, and the people who meant the most to him.
Michael's taste in artwork ranges from the ridiculous to the sublime. from the beautiful to the bizarre, and everything in between. Here is a portrait of a young Brooke Shields, signed by the actress herself.
One of the biggest inspirations behind Michael's collection was Disney, and it's impossible to miss as you move through the vault. Many of the displays feature gifts from the Disney Company, alongside life-sized Disney statues and statues of Michael himself. The collection also includes elegant Ledreau porcelain figures, fine dinnerware, and countless household pieces that once filled Neverland. Looking at everything together, it becomes obvious Neverland didn't happen by accident. Michael was building the kind of world he'd dreamed about since he was a kid.
Michael has a penchant for all things Disney, especially Peter Pan. Many of the items in his collection are gifts from the Disney Company. Scattered throughout the display are life-size statues of people, various characters who inhabited the home of Neverland. And there are quite a few statues of Michael himself. These are just some of the pieces in Michael's extensive collection of Lladró. There must have been many dinner parties at Neverland because Michael has lots of dishes, both casual and formal.
The surprises don't end there. Another part of the vault reveals just how much Michael loved science fiction and video games. Scattered throughout the displays are rare Star Wars collectibles, including a life-size Darth Vader built entirely from Lego bricks. Beyond that sits what feels like a private arcade, packed with classic machines stretching across the room. It quickly becomes clear Michael wasn't simply collecting valuable items. He surrounded himself with the things that made him happiest, turning Neverland into a place that felt more like a dream than a home.
There are quite a few Star Wars collectibles here as well. This is a life-sized Darth Vader made out of Legos. If there were a museum for video games, this would be it. It goes on and on and on.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe for more content, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next one.